application. So exception can be raised or handled. I repeat, one part of the code or JVM raises exception and other part of the code handles that exception. Now, as we discussed in our why exception, that exception has got hierarchy, which makes programmers' life very convenient. Because when you have hierarchy, you have parent class, child class, topmost parent class, etc. So what is that exception hierarchy? Now for exception hierarchy, there are two files. Exception hierarchy is the Word file. Yeah, this is the exception hierarchy. In this hierarchy, you can see the topmost parent class is throwable. From throwable, two classes are derived, error and exception. From throwable, two classes are derived, error and exception. From exception, there are two classes derived, runtime exception and IO exception. Runtime exception and IO exception. From runtime exception, there are various classes derived. Some of the classes we have already discussed, like null pointer exception, class cast exception, array index out of bound exception, number format exception. Number format exception comes when you, we haven't yet seen that, when you try to convert integer of that string which does not contain digits, that is number format exception. Arithmetic exception, if you divide any number by 0, these all exceptions are derived from runtime exception. Whereas IO exception has got some serious exceptions like SQL exception, class not found exception, malform URL exception, etc. Okay, some of the exceptions we are going to discuss in our entire Java IC. So this is the exception hierarchy. Again, throwable is a parent. Throwable is a parent. From throwable, error and exception are derived. Exception is a parent for runtime exception and IO exception. Runtime exception is a parent for null pointer, number format, class cast, array index, arithmetic exception, etc. And IO exception is a parent for SQL exception, class not found exception, malform URL exception, etc. In this, we did not discuss error. So what is that error? Now, error and exception, they are two different things. That's why I said that don't call exception as error. Some people call exception as error. That is wrong. Exception is an event which, when occurs during the program execution, it stops your program execution. But error is something different. Error is like out of memory error. Out of memory error. So out of memory error comes when you allocate memory on heap continuously, especially in a large program. When you allocate memory continuously, and a time comes when there is no memory available. Time comes when there is no memory available. So it gives you out of memory error. So error is something different and exception is different. As a programmer, we should concern about exception. As a Java programmer or as a Java developer, we should always concern about exception. How to raise exception, how to handle exception. We are not supposed to deal with error. Error is something which comes, unfortunately, you have to stop the execution and solve the problem and again start your execution. So that's why I don't call exception as error. So this is the hierarchy, but about hierarchy, I have got one more file. Exception hierarchy explained. Now look at that. Just now I told you exception is a parent class. You can see here, exception is a parent class for runtime exception and IO exception. Now that hierarchy is explained here. Runtime exception and IO exception. Now you know runtime exceptions are null pointer exception, number format exception, array index out of bound exception, class class exception. Let's talk about each and every exception. Null pointer exception. It comes when reference is null and using that reference you invoke a method. Number format exception. When your string contains alphanumeric value, say A100 for example, and that string you try to convert to integer, so you get number format exception. Array index out of bound exception. Your array size is 3 and you are accessing third element. When array size is 3, you have 0, 1, 2, you don't have third element, so you get array index out of bound exception. Class cast exception. It comes when you blindly downcast, that you know very well. Huh? Okay. On the other hand, file not found exception, end of file exception, SQL exception, etc. So when you look at these names, these all names, what difference you get between these? What difference you get between these? Null pointer exception, number format exception, array index, class cast exception versus file not found exception, EOF exception, SQL exception. File not found exception, for example, you are trying to read from the file and unfortunately that file gets deleted on the server or on from the drive. You get file not found exception. End of file exception is okay when you try to read and end of file is reached, so you get end of file. SQL exception. You are trying to read from a table and that table is dropped accidentally. Database server shut down accidentally. You get SQL exception. So if you look at these two hierarchies, what difference you get? These all exceptions like null pointer, number format, array index, class cast are due to programmer's logical mistake. Yeah, you are invoking a method without checking whether reference is null or not, and you will get null pointer exception. So it is your mistake. It is your mistake as a developer, logical mistake, not syntactical mistake. Huh? Number format exception. Without checking what your string contains, whether your string contains all digits, you are trying to convert that string to integer. So you will get number format exception. Again, it's your fault. Array index out of bound exception. Yes, without checking the size of that array, length of that array, you just try to access that array element. That is your fault as a developer. Class cast exception, you know very well. As a developer, you just try to blindly downcast. It is your mistake. So all these exceptions, which are child class of runtime exception, all these exceptions which are child classes of runtime exception are due to programmer's logical mistake. Hence, they are called as unchecked exceptions, and Java does not enforce programmer to handle them. Why? Java does not enforce programmer to handle them. Why? Because they can be easily avoided. They can be easily avoided using simple if. We know already null pointer exception. If reference not equal to null, then reference dot display. Otherwise, don't call. Class cast exception, already you know. If ref instance of something, then only downcast. Otherwise, don't downcast. So null pointer, number format, array index, class cast are the errors due to programmer's logical mistake. They can be easily avoided using if else. That's why Java does not enforce programmer to handle them, and they are called as unchecked exceptions. They are called as unchecked exceptions. Whereas file not found exception, if developer gets file not found exception, is this developer's mistake? No, not at all. Not at all. Developer has written a logically correct program to read from the file, which is on the network. But when the program execution is going on, suddenly that file gets deleted. So this is not programmer's fault. SQL exception. Programmer has written logically correct program to read records from a particular table, and unfortunately during runtime that table gets dropped, database server shut down. This is not programmer's logical mistake. So these are some serious exceptions. Since these are some serious exceptions, Java enforces programmer to handle them. Java says, look, programmer, these exceptions can come anytime. It is not your fault. But when they come, they will abort your execution. These exceptions can come anytime. Unfortunately, it is not your fault. But when they come, they will abort your execution. So you must handle them. So Java enforces programmer to handle these exceptions because these are some serious exceptions. That's why they are called as checked exceptions. That's why they are called as checked exceptions. They can occur in a logically correct program. They can occur in a logically correct program. Now you look at these two hierarchies. Take your own time. The file name is exception hierarchy explained with checked and unchecked. Because the entire exception handling is based on this discussion. So here we are focusing on exception. We are not focusing on error. As a developer, as a Java programmer, we have to focus on exception. Exception hierarchy. Here Java enforces, meaning whenever you are dealing with the file, whenever you are dealing with the database, Java compiler will enforce you to write try and catch, which is not compulsory in case of null pointer, number format, array index, class, because these exceptions can be avoided easily using simple if else if. हाँ बोलो.
Sir, can exception occur by user also, like client? Suppose we have a program of addition and we are adding two integers, but in the runtime, client enters some alphabets. So that can be exception or what?
Yeah, that can happen. So when user enters alphabet, so when you take user input as a programmer, you check whether it contains digits or not. Yes. If it does not contain digit, then don't perform arithmetic. Don't perform conversion.
Then what type of exception it is?
Number format.
Okay.
Please enter input, and user is supposed to enter 100. Huh? Okay. And if we write 100, so you have to check that.
Okay.
That can be checked with if. It's a long process, but that can be done. You have to convert string into character, and then you have to check each and every character. Yeah, bolo.
Sir, who can do that handling process? Only developer, or is there any another?
No, one part of the code in exception handling, one part of the code or JVM will raise exception, and the other part of the code will handle the exception. Usually client will handle the exception and developer will raise the exception between developer and client. Developer will raise the exception and client will handle that exception.
Hello.
That you will see in the discussion.
Hello.
Sir,
like Mohit said, when we enter the except integer के अलावा डाला, so it will give compile time error, right?
No.
like in Eclipse, sir, it will directly show the it is not of type.
No. If you accept a string as a user input, say command line arguments, command line arguments, for example, they are by default string.
Yes.
So command line argument, you are supposed to pass 100, 200, 300, and that program will display whatever numbers you pass, uska addition. And here, if you pass 100, 200, and A300, so it is program's responsibility to check whether all strings are digits or not. Correct. Scanner sc.next, you have to accept input integer only. But if you accept string, yeah. See, because you know what, this is very important, especially in case of user interface program, GUI program. Suppose in HTML you create one form, enter name and enter age. So when you enter name ABC and when you enter age 20, both are by default string. Even if 20 you add enter as number, it is by default string. Then it is Java's way to convert string into int. वहाँ पे if user enters A20 or user enters 20 and space, so it is developer's duty to convert that 20 space into 20 by saying trim method we know of string class. So that way number format exception can be avoided. Yeah. Make sure you followed the main difference between unchecked exceptions and checked exceptions. Unchecked exceptions are due to programmer's logical mistake. They can be easily avoided using simple if-else. That's why Java does not enforce you to handle them. Whereas checked exceptions are some serious exceptions. They can occur in a logically correct program. So Java enforces you to handle them. So no, you will never see a code where it is try, catch, and null pointer exception. Try, catch, number format, try, catch, array index, try, catch, class. You will never say. In fact, if you remember, I told you during our null pointer exception and class exception discussion that not to handle null pointer exception and class exception because they can be avoided using simple if. Okay? ठीक है? Clear with this hierarchy? हाँ बोलो.
Sir, main difference. What is the main difference between the error and the exception?
Here we are discussing exception. Error means, I gave you example, out of memory error, stack overflow error. Now when error comes, good question. When error comes, in fact separate file has been given for that. When error comes, we are helpless. It's not that error you handle and you continue your execution. Yes, exception you handle and you continue. File not found exception, you handle and you continue, it's okay. File is not there, na? So I can do other things. So file not found exception, for example, you handle and continue your execution. SQL exception, okay, we are not able to read from table, we are not able to get connected to the database, okay, but we'll do other things. So exception ke case mein, when exception comes, you can handle that. When you handle exception, you can continue your execution. You can continue your execution. But error के case में वैसे नहीं ना. Error के case में, for example, out of memory error. So you don't have memory. If you don't have memory, what will you execute? Correct? So वहाँ पे आपको stop करना ही है. You have to stop there. So there is no use of handling error. When error comes, unfortunately, it's okay. Just give up everything and then solve that problem and again execute the program. Our stack overflow error, out of memory error, all these examples of error. So there's no use of handling errors. Exception we are concentrating because whenever exception comes, we handle. When we handle exceptions, we can continue our execution.
Thank you, sir.
A separate file is given for that, error versus exception. And this is the answer. This is the explanation given. Yeah. Now example 1. Examples. There are some examples. Example 1. Okay. Look at this example. Int ARR new int 4. So array of 4 we create. Then SOP array created ARR 4, which is wrong. ARR 4, which is wrong. Because when you create array of 4, it is 0 to 3. There's no ARR 4. Then SOP array assign. So what is going to happen here is when you run this code.
Array index out of
Yeah. So array created will execute. When this line is encountered during execution, it throws exception. Now here, in this case, who raises exception? Someone raises exception. In this case, JVM raises exception. So we are going to see what exactly happened when JVM raises the exception. JVM raises the exception and JVM throws that exception to our application. Is our application handling that? No. Since our application is not handling that exception raised by JVM, our execution aborts. That means array assign is not printed. You can see array assign is not printed. That means our execution got aborted. So what exactly happens here? We can see that with the help of diagram. Exception workflow. Java application. When you say ARR 4 is equal to 10, when you say ARR 4 is equal to 10, array index out of bound exception gets raised. What JVM does? JVM creates object of array index out of bound exception. Here OR code is written. OR code means that example we will see afterwards. How a particular Java code raises the exception. Here Java code does not raise the exception. Here JVM raises the exception. That separate example we will see how Java code can raise the exception. So in our case, in our first example, JVM creates array index out of bound exception instance. That instance contains information about exception like call stack, error message, etc. Call stack means suppose main calls display1 and display1 calls display2, and in display2 if exception is raised, so complete information you will get. You will get information like in display2 exception got raised, that display2 is called from display1, that display1 is called from main. That is called as call stack. And error message. What is the error message? That array index out of bound exception. So in our Java code, when exception gets raised, JVM creates array index out of bound exception instance, number 1, and number 2, JVM throws that to our application. So it's like, suppose I am JVM and you all are Java application. So I will create the instance of array index out of bound and I will throw at your application. Now, when I throw that object to your application, it depends. It depends on if you catch that, if you handle that, your execution will be continued. If you don't handle that, your execution will be aborted. So when JVM throws that instance, if application handles it, execution continues. If application does not handle it, so execution aborts. So in Java application, some exception gets raised. JVM or code creates object of array index out of bound exception. That object contains information about the exception such as call stack, error message, etc. And then JVM throws that object to our Java application. JVM throws that object to our Java application. Now it all depends on our Java application. If our Java application handles it, execution will be continued. If our Java application does not handle it, execution will be aborted. Look at this diagram. Yeah.
Sir, then can we say like that if it is not handled, we can call it as error?
No. If it is not handled, it is still exception. Our execution will be aborted. Don't call exception as error. No way. Error means error, particular error, out of memory error, stack overflow error.
So what is call stack?
Call stack, that day I showed, yesterday or day before yesterday only I showed. Suppose main calls display one calls display two. So first is main. In fact, yesterday we tried.
Yes, sir. Constructor.
Trial.
Yes.
So main calls display one calls display two. This is call stack. So execution कैसे होगा? पहले display two, then display one, and then main.
Okay, sir.
So exception raised. What happens when exception gets raised? We can understand here. Object of that exception class gets created, and that object is thrown where? To the code where that exception got raised. So exception got raised in a Java application. That's why JVM will create object of that array index and throw it to the Java application. This is the basic fundamental concept of exception. That one part of the code raises the exception, the other part of the code has to handle that. If that other part of the code does not handle it, execution aborts.
Hello, sir. So this process is same for all the exceptions.
Yeah. All the exceptions. Only difference is what Java wants or what compiler wants. Whenever you are dealing with file, database connections, etc., Java enforces you to handle exceptions. But whenever you are dealing with arrays, your downcasting, your method calling, Java does not say that compiler does not say that you must now handle null pointer exception or you must handle class cast exception. No, because they can be avoided using simple events. But this is the discussion of what happens when exception gets raised. So that concept is same. Irrespective of whether exception is checked exception or unchecked exception, this concept is same. Okay, so what can be done in our application now? Our application is not handling that exception, so our application got aborted. In example 2, that solution is given. Look at it. ARR 4 is equal to 10. We have written in try block. Try catch. So what happens here? At ARR 4 is equal to 10, exception gets raised. Exception gets raised. So JVM creates object of array index out of bound exception.